This is a full rundown of all the features of the Flat Earth Sun and Moon Zodiac Clock app.
All right, first you go to the App Store or Google Play and just search Flat Earth Clock. It should come up right away. Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac will come up. And there it is. Hit the download. And since I've already purchased this, it won't ask me to purchase it again, but it's $2.99 in the United States on both Android and iOS. On Android, you have to have operating system 8.0 or better. And for iOS, you have to have an iPhone 6 or better. So if you already have the app on an older phone and you want to try to update it, you can try to update it, but if it won't let you, don't delete the app, because if you do, you won't be able to download it again, because the newer version that they force us to go to will not work on Android 7.0 or lower or below an iPhone 6.
And you want to make sure that you download the app that's by Blue Water Bay.
All right, it's downloaded. I hit open. And you want to allow notifications. Now, most people don't like notifications, but you get one notification a day, which tells you what the new video, the featured video of the day is about. So if you want to allow that, you allow it.
And you don't want to miss what David has to say about the video of the day, right? Don't you put a little blurb with the notification?
I put a little blurb, something interesting, to make you interested. So the terms and conditions, a lot of people are freaking out about terms and conditions. This is the minimal conditions that Apple requires. It's less than a calculator app. The only thing that anybody might have an issue with is location, but I show you how to turn that off and set your location manually. So you hit submit, the app will download, and you'll get a pop-up that says, would you like to subscribe? I'm already subscribed. I'm going to hit restore. Yes. But if you don't want to subscribe, you can immediately exit out. It only shows up once a day. And
once a day.
No ads. So if you want to get the notifications, you have to go into your phone settings, scroll down to notifications, go down to FE Clock. There it is. And you want to turn on show preview. And you want to put that to always. Because what happens is it doesn't show you the preview. It just says a notification. When you click the notification, it'll bring you right to the app, and then you'll miss the message. But you'll be at the app, but this way you'll miss the message. So you have to have show notifications always.
Can we start with my favorite feature?
Sure.
All right, my favorite part of using this app is that when you look at the location of the sun on the flat earth map here, that is where it is noon. So I guess it's noon right now, right in the middle of, what is that, the Pacific Ocean?
Yeah, that would be in the Pacific heading towards Australia. On the bottom right where the rabbit is, you have your regular slow time lapse. And then if I click it again, it'll go into the faster time lapse and it'll go around and round and round.
Yeah, and it also helps me to know where the moon is in the sky. So when I see the sun is high in the sky, on some days I'll look at the app and I'll be like, oh, okay, the moon is going to be out tonight. And other nights I'll know that I'm not going to be able to see the moon at a certain time out my window.
Right, and sometimes you'll look at the app and go, it's right near the sun, and you look up in the day sky and see a sliver moon that you normally wouldn't have seen, but the app will tell you it's there. That's something that I really like a lot.
Yes.
So let's go into settings first. So the little settings wheel to the left of the rabbit brings you into settings. So the first thing you have here is you have all of these backgrounds, and there's tons of backgrounds that you can choose from. One of my favorites is this one right here. It kind of looks like the ice of Antarctica, but you can put anything you want. You can also click upload your own image, select an image from your gallery, and add that to your background collection.
Yeah, right on. Maybe I would use one of the thumbnails from one of our flat snackings.
You could use whatever you want. It's just you want to have something that doesn't have too much white in it or light, because a lot of the type on the app is white, and you don't want if it has a white background, it'll be hard to see. The other thing is you could hit random, and then anytime you go in and out of the app, the background will change automatically. That's also kind of fun.
Ooh, I think that's the one I'm going to pick.
Okay, so it'll change all the time. And then if you scroll down, we have tell a friend, where if you click tell a friend, you have all different ways to send a link to the app to people. Or on Apple, unfortunately Android doesn't allow it, you could say gift to a friend. So if I click gift to a friend, it'll bring you to the store. You hit the little forward arrow at the top, and then scroll to the bottom, click gift, and follow the instructions from there.
I have used that many times.
That's always a good way to gift it to somebody that you're trying to turn into a flat earther, family, friend, or even a stranger. We have some new sponsor links, which you can follow. We have the Flat Earth Festival in Greensville, South Carolina. Other products that I like, t-shirts, whatever you like, or don't click any of them. Down here, we have the countdown timer where you have a special event where you can put the date of the event in there, the title of the event, and then that way it'll give you kind of a countdown, something to look forward to, like a vacation.
Or the March 27th event. Let's test that one out.
Okay, so I'll put a name of event. We'll call it Solar Return. Solar Return. Hit done. The date would be March
27th.
I'm gonna be there on the 26th. So I'm gonna say
okay, me too. That's true. At the park.
And I'm gonna say at 2:33 p.m. And then I'll hit done, set, and there it is on the left-hand side.
Right on. So 26 days to go.
26 days to go. Going back to settings, we have 12 hours or 24-hour clock face. So here's a 24-hour time. I prefer myself the 12-12, just because it's just easier to quickly tell the time. I don't have to convert it, but some people like the 24-hour. And then we go down here. There's two compasses. We have the worldview compass or a personal compass. A worldview will show you what a compass looks like on the map. But if you're trying to navigate somewhere, you can just bring the personal compass and then use it like a regular compass.
Oh, wow, that's great. I love it.
Yeah. Then we have our settings. So the default setting is Celsius. So I turn it to Fahrenheit. The app makes a little clicking noise every time you press a button. I like to turn that off. That way, when I'm listening to something, the app doesn't silence it. Because if the app makes a noise, it'll stop whatever you're listening to. So if I'm listening to Crow 777 radio, for example, and I turn the app on, it would stop it. This way, it doesn't stop it.
Great idea.
Daylight savings. So a lot of people miss this one. When we're in daylight savings, they're lying to us about the time. So the sun is actually not where the hour hand is. So if I turn it on, like we're in daylight savings right now, and I go back out, you'll see that the sun is an hour behind the hour hand.
Ooh.
And that way, it shows you the real position of the sun. And I believe that daylight savings time is meant to throw off our body clock.
Oh, for sure. It totally throws off the circadian rhythms.
Yeah. So I'll turn that back on because we are not in daylight savings time.
There are considerably more heart attacks that occur around the daylight saving time.
Right. These are all the different widgets. We have our weather. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to hide the countdown timer.
Yeah.
I'm going to hide
everything so we can see what it looks like with nothing, and then let's add things back slowly so everyone can see.
Oh, right. That's a great idea. I'll take everything off the screen so we just have take everything off, right? And there we go. And there's nothing. It's hard to see. You just have the settings wheel.
Beautiful. I've actually never seen it this naked before.
I've never seen it that naked either. Kind of feel weird.
Yeah, because it feels weird to turn off the featured video because you feel like it's so important.
Yeah, so let's turn on just the main thing. So we have the video archive.
Yeah, so important.
We have, let's turn on the date, of course. I'd like the moon on, the time on, and then we'll have this is the wind chart and the zodiac and the seasons, the frequently asked questions,
That's good.
time zones, and the fast forward. And turn it back on, and that's what we look like.
Ooh, very nice, clean cut. Let's add more now.
And also another feature, if you notice, before when we took off any of the 9 widget buttons, the blue buttons on the right, they would just maintain their space and just be random ones missing. Now they realign. So when you put them back on, they'll actually be in different positions, but at least they line up for those of you that were complaining about that. And it was something that bothered me, so I changed that.
Perfect.
So let's turn everything back on here, all of these widget buttons, and we'll go into what each one of them are. And there we go. So we have our 9 buttons on the right. What happened to my the weather? The weather is very important. There it is. Okay. So if we hit the weather, if I tap the weather up front on the top, if I tap the weather, up will come dark sky, and it'll be our weather. It's a great weather app. So everybody needs a good quick access to weather. This is what I use when I see what I'm going to wear today.
Very convenient.
Right. Back to the top, hit done, brings us back into the app. All right, we'll start on the top left. The top left button is the current wind chart. So it brings up this wind chart over the flat Earth. So we're taught that the jet stream goes up and down, and it actually, they make nice circles. If you hit the little hamburger at the bottom and you hit the 10 HPA, that's 40 to 45,000 feet. They don't list it in feet. Then you hit the hamburger again, and it shows you the current wind charts, which is
So
always a good,
beautiful.
yeah, it's always a good thing to show people this, because this makes a lot more sense for the trade winds.
Yeah, the jet stream, when I first saw how it goes up and down like that as a child, I thought that looked so ridiculous and made zero sense.
Yeah, this is what it really looks like. Hit the little back arrow, and we're back. So the next one is the zodiac, and we put the zodiac wheel on. And what you see is the sun goes around once a day. So the sun keeps track of the hours and the days. The zodiac wheel is spinning in the same direction as the sun, slightly faster. So slightly that it only laps the sun once a year. So right now, the sun is in Pisces, and Pisces will creep forward over the month. And then, is that Taurus that's behind it?
That's Aries, I think.
Okay, well, whatever. The next zodiac behind it will, I should memorize my zodiacs. The next zodiac will catch up, and the sun will be in that zodiac for a month.
Yeah.
And then the following one, I think the next one is Taurus, but whatever
the
they are.
ram is Aries and the bull is Taurus. This is so important to show people. I guarantee that a majority of the people that you run into on the street don't even realize that this is what the zodiac even represents, that it's just literally the placement of the sun in the sky.
Yeah. I never understood how the sun would stay in each zodiac for a month, but this has to go around about 30 times before the sun will move into the next one. So the zodiac wheel outruns the sun.
Right, just like how the sun outruns the moon. The sun is catching up with the zodiac in the same way that the moon catches up with the sun.
Right, if I speed up, you'll watch the sun is going to catch up to the moon every 28 times around, 28, 29. It'll catch up, it'll lap the moon. So the moon, its position and phases keep track of the weeks and the months. Make sense?
Perfect sense. And I also love to see how the moon phases change. So when you're looking up at the sky to look for the moon, you'll know whether you're looking for a full moon or a sliver, crescent.
And how close it is to the sun. Like when the moon is really close, like it is right now, you might not look up and see it, but you're like, hey, the moon's right next to the sun, and you go look at the sun and you're like, oh, there it is. I love seeing a day moon. For some reason, it makes me happy.
Yeah, it makes me happy too. And one time I noticed on the app, oh wow, it looks like the moon and the sun are going to rise relatively close together this morning. And I went outside and I enjoyed the show.
Very nice. So we'll go to the next one. The next one is the little jumping man, and that takes the sun 1 month into the future each time you hit it. So right now we're in February, and if I hit March, April, May, June, and the sun is over the Tropic of Capricorn. That's our inner northern summer.
Right. Show that one more time so people who don't realize can see that when you're hitting that man jumping forward, the sun is moving inward from the outward circle to the inward circle.
Right. It's over right now. It's over the inner northern lands. And if I hit it 6 times, 4, 5, 6, that brings us to December. And it's over the outer southern lands, where they have their summer in December. And we're freezing because the sun is farther away from us, lower in the sky. That's our winter sun, and that's their summer sun because it's higher in the sky over their heads.
Perfect. And then how do you bring it back to now?
It will just, once you turn the time lapse off, it'll jump back to its current position automatically.
Right on.
All right. So the next one is the question mark. If you hit the question mark, those are top 21 questions. So the first time you do it, they have to load, but once they're loaded, they'll all be there. And I've actually changed a couple of them. I added eclipses and what about tides on the bottom row there. So if you want to, if you're having a hard time reading it, you can press and hold and it will expand, make it a little bit bigger for those that are struggling to see. Seasons, if I click ships over the horizon, up comes a playlist of videos, and we add more. And if anyone has a video, it's like, hey, this would be a great video for the app, send it to me and suggest it. And if it's a good video, I can add it in real time to the app, and we'll just make this better and better as time goes on.
Do you have a long distance photography folder where we can see all the different situations where people have zoomed in past where boats supposedly disappear over the horizon?
So on the middle row on the right, we can see too far. Those are great videos. Right. Yeah, those are great videos that people have documented, and these are things you can do yourself. When I first started seeing this, I was like, I got to do this myself, and I went out and bought a Nikon P900 and went to the beach, and I knew how far the certain land was, and I looked, and there should have been 50 feet of curvature, but I could see the sand on the beach, and I'm like, something's wrong here. Yep. And that's how you verify the stuff yourself, unlike NASA, where you can't verify anything they say. The next one is the little clock, which is time zones. So you turn on the time zones, And wherever the sun is, it's noon. And then it shows you what time it is in all of these other places. So right now it's 9 a.m. in Eastern Australia. And it's about 6 p.m. on the East Coast in America.
Yes, it is.
And the time zones turn with the sun because that's how the time zones work. Right now on the top left, it shows military time. If I want to change that, I just go into settings. I scroll down to where it says 6:10. It shows the military time, regular time. I just put it back to regular time. And there we are, regular time. Whoop. Oh, it says 3:10 a.m. because I'm in fast forward, but here we go, 6:10 p.m.
Cool.
All right, the next one is the web. It's brings you to different web things that we keep changing them in here. There's a bottom right is one of my favorites, mud floods. Which one is your favorite, Rose?
I would have to go with the Crow 777 Radio Podcast.
Yeah, where if you're unfamiliar with the Crow 777 Radio Podcast, if you have a kid that you're debating whether to send to college, take half of that college money and give it to the kid to travel the world if they could travel, and listen to Crow 777 Radio for how much is it a month?
$7.
$7 a month, and you would get better than any college education.
Yeah, over 600 hours of content.
Amazing. There's all sorts of stuff for kids. Flat Earth Man in the middle row to the right, amazing. Full-length documentary stuff. You know, if you're looking for a movie to watch with your kids, great ones there. Sit down with the whole family, get the popcorn. Amazing stuff. On the bottom left, second from the left, the curvature calculator. If you click that and you want to do a test yourself, you can say, okay, I'm...
Do mine. Do the one that I tested. Do the eye height at 6 feet and the target distance. Do the target distance of 33.5 miles.
So 33.5 miles. Calculate.
And then the height is 237 feet.
The height of the object you were looking at was 237 feet. So,
yes.
So it would be about 400 feet. The top of it should be 400 feet below the curve because there's 620 feet of curvature at that distance.
So we are being lied to.
We're being lied to in a big, big way.
400 feet of lies.
Yeah, 400 feet of lies in that observation alone.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Debunking the Debunkers is a list of videos that, you know, if you Google top 10 reasons the earth is a ball, you're going to get the dumbest videos from mainstream, but those are all taken apart in videos there. So when a friend of yours sends you something, it's probably a video that we've already deconstructed for you. So take the time and watch those videos. Those are always great.
Yeah.
So the next one is the flag, which brings you to playlists in different languages. We're working on getting more people helping us with those. So if there's a language in there that if you're a flat earther and you're Dutch or Portuguese or whatever, and you think that you can add videos to that, let me know. Send me the videos, or you can even if I know who you are, you can even manage the playlist yourself and keep adding to it. My favorite playlist in there is the Italian one. That's run by my friend Dino, and he's got so much content in there, Italian. Like if you click that, up comes. He's got playlists of playlists in here, and he's got so much information in here. So I think there'll be a lot of flat Earth Italian people soon.
Grazie, David.
There you go. All right, the next one is the compass. So right now we're on the world compass, not the personal compass, and the north is in the center. East and west are circles around the center, which is the same on a flat Earth and a ball Earth, and south is every direction away from the center. If I go and switch in settings to the personal compass, this is just a regular compass now. And so if I'm trying to head south, I can walk forward now, and that's south. Or if I turn around, and now I'm heading north. So if you're ever lost in the woods, you can use the compass to find your way out.
It is good to be familiar with the sky clock, and you can actually use the stars to know where you're going as well.
Absolutely. Okay, and then the newest feature is the little color wheel on the bottom, which is the photos. So when you're sitting there talking with a friend and they're like, oh, we went to the moon. Don't you believe we went to the moon? You can pull up all of these images. They're loading because it's for the first time here.
This is so exciting. Thank you so much for putting this together. And it's so great that you could even zoom, especially on that little tin can they called a rover.
Right. So let's look at this is the moon lander, which is made from paper mache, curtain rods, duct tape, and tinfoil. And this is what they actually say they landed on the moon. You can zoom in and show people, does this look like a spaceship, or does this look like a 5th grade fort that they built?
It's paper mache.
Yeah.
shower curtains. I did mean to say lunar lander, but rover was on my mind because now they did all this nonsense with Mars. Are you going to put up some Mars nonsense photos as well?
Absolutely. You can swipe to go through them randomly, or you can just go back out, pick one you want to jump to. If someone says,
let's go jump to the depressed astronauts.
The depressed astronauts, here they are. These guys just got back from the moon, and a couple weeks ago they were in quarantine. They should be pretty excited, but they're being forced to lie.
Yeah, they look like just a stadium of puppies just exploded.
Yeah, it's very
not
sad.
Like they just achieved the greatest feat of humankind.
And when somebody says, "What about Dave? What about photos of Earth?" You say, "Which one do you like?" and zoom in on it. You know, which one do you think is real? Because these are the pictures that NASA is giving us of the Earth. These are
a different Earth for every mood and for every day of the week.
Yes. And then there's, you want to show them that they are using Photoshop, you can zoom in and see that they're stepping and repeating clouds.
So undeniable. I don't know how anyone could look at this and not think that something isn't right here.
Right. So hit the arrow to get back out of there. Featured video of the day. That's what we were talking about earlier. Every day I put another video up. I try to do short ones during the week and longer ones on the weekend. So for somebody that, you've been talking flat earth with and say, hey, let me get you this app where you can, tell them to get it themselves or buy it for them, and just say, just watch the featured video of the day every day while you're having your breakfast, when you get up, when you have a few minutes during your break, just hit that featured video. Up comes the featured video, and then they can watch that. And then the beautiful thing is, if you just send them a video link, the next video that come up will be a Google algorithmic video, which won't be a good video. It'll be to deceive you. But if you if you hit the little drop down here, these are the next videos that are going to come up. These are all the videos that were previous to it this month. So if if they keep watching, they're just going to watch another video and another good video and another good video.
That's what makes it so great. And I love waking up in the morning because it's in the morning when you release it. What time is it that you release it? Is it about 6 a.m.?
We're dealing with people all across the plane in all different time zones. So some people are getting their videos at dinner time. Some people are getting it at breakfast.
All right. Well, just as a creature of habit, it's just really nice that I'm always getting them at the same time every day because I'm looking forward to it. And then of course, when they're really good, I always have to comment and thank you so much for posting it.
And right to the right of the featured video, so when you want to watch the featured video, you tap the thumbnail. Some people have been tapping the red arrow. The red arrow is the video archive. And if you go to the video archive,
that brings it up.
Yeah, up come the current month. It'll show you, these are all the videos from, we're at the end of February, so we almost have a full month here. But at the very top, if you hit that little hamburger, there's a drop down of all of the other months. There's, about 30 videos in each one of those. So that'll keep you busy for quite some time with good quality.
Yeah, I like pressing on the thumbnail. And watching it in YouTube so that I can change the speed. Sometimes I like to watch it a little bit slower, a little bit faster, but then obviously the archive is really fantastic. I always go there afterwards just to see if there was anything I missed.
All right, and then also on the top left, we have our time, 6:21, it says for me, on Saturday, February 27th. There's the little clock circle to the left of the numbers. It's kind of a secret button. Don't tell anybody. If you tap it and then wait a couple seconds, the hands disappear. And then we just have a pure clock of the sun and the moon with the real time. So it's 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and midnight. Kind of fun.
Gorgeous. And so you press the clock that's next to the time.
Yeah,
in the upper left-hand
left
corner
of the time, and there's like a 2-second delay. So you have to wait, tap it again, and then the hands come back. I tap it again. There we go. And you have it back. Did we cover everything, Rose? Oh, one other thing. In the settings, we scroll down, and we went through all of these things. So let me just quickly go down what each one is for. The first one is the Fahrenheit versus Celsius. Next one is clicking noises, show daylight savings, show the weather, show the countdown, the video archive,
video of the day,
show the digital date, show the moon percentage, military time or regular time.
Isn't that the wind speeds?
Wind speeds, web button, the language playlists, the zodiac.
So cool.
The jump 1 month
Jump
forward,
ahead.
the frequently asked questions, the show the compass, time zones, and the picture gallery.
Beautiful, wonderful infographics.
Right. And then we go down.
And
If
fast
you're
forward.
if you're a person that doesn't like to have their location services on, because you need the locations on so we can track you. No, you need the locations on so it can set your time zones and deliver your weather. But if you don't like to keep your location on for personal reasons or for battery reasons, whatever, I keep mine on. You just turn this off, and then you select your time zone, and it'll put you in your time zone. But you might want to turn the weather off because it won't be able to give you weather because it won't know where you are in that time zone.
So what will it look like if you have weather turned on?
Yeah,
and
so
your location off?
I'll let me pick. I'll pick GMT 9. All right, let's go out of here. And so you see the map is flipped around now. I'm no longer on the East Coast of America. Your location is lined up with the bottom position, the 12 noon position.
So that would be the West Coast.
Yeah,
or off the coast.
I guess I made it. The weather automatically turns off. So the weather goes off if you're not in there. So we'll go back in. We scroll down. I'll turn back on the location, and there we go. Weather's back on. Everything's back in order, and we're good to go.
Perfect. So if someone's weather isn't coming up and they don't know why, it could be because their location was turned off.
There you go. And one more thing in the photo gallery, if you're, let's say you're talking to somebody and you know they're not with you and you want to send them a picture, here's a picture of this is a screenshot from the 3D picture that's off of NASA's website. First thing you notice is they're stepping and repeating rocks.
Yeah,
right?
Copy pasta.
Yep. But on the top right, you can hit the little send sign and you can actually send somebody that thing, that image. So I'm gonna send it to Rose. I just click Rose there and send, just like you would send anything else. And now Rose has it. Cool, right?
Very cool. I have received it, and I am now zoomed in on these duplicated rocks.
So if you're talking to somebody remotely, you can immediately share images, and we'll be adding more images to these all the time. Another thing is when people say, hey, where do I get this app? You normally can go to the share. If you go into settings and you hit share, tell a friend, you can send them. Let me send it to Rose and show you what happens. Up comes a message that says, just click the link below to install the app, and it sends it. But another way you can do it is if you go into the photos, if you're with somebody, click the first photo on the top left, and there is the QR code. Just tell them to point their camera there, and it'll immediately be listed on their phone, and they could download it without even having to look for it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You've done a wonderful job, David.
More stuff to come as we go along. More stuff to come. Top right, below the weather, sunrise and sunset, which is always nice. Again, that will go away if you take off your location.
Yeah, I highly recommend people paying attention to the sunrise every morning and just be aware of it. And if you can see it, go out of your way to see the sunrise in the morning. And I just think that it's very good for you. What do you think, David?
Absolutely. Sunrises and sunsets are very special things. And once you start watching them, life is good.
Yeah,
so
yeah. If
you
you watch them on a regular basis, just paying attention to the sky on a regular basis is really important. I think it's really good for the mind and staying connected to nature. And that's one of the reasons why this app is so valuable. So thank you, David.
All right. And that is it. The Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app by Blue Water Bay, available for iOS and Android.